Thanks very much, John, and thank you to everybody for your time and attention. It's pretty tough to tell the Eagle Plains story in 10 short minutes, but I'm going to do my best. It's actually quite complicated. We actually operate at like 5 different companies, each of them successful in their own right. We're an experienced exploration company run by geologists. We're a royalty holding company, just as of recently. We're a project generator and have been for many years. We're a geological contractor and have been for many years. And we're also a successful corporate incubator. I'm an exploration geologist, so I'm an optimist by nature. I also have been known to make outlandish, forward-looking, optimistic statements and do optimistic things, so be forewarned. The company was actually founded by my father and I in 1992. We listed on what was then the Alberta Stock Exchange in 1995. It's interesting that of roughly 1,700 companies on the TSX, we're the 9th oldest. And of those 9 companies, we are one of the only 3 that have never rolled back, or we've got our original share structure that we had right from the start. We currently have about $9 million, over $9 million in treasury. We have roughly $800,000 in shares of partner companies of ours. We own roughly $1.6 million in real estate in a small town in southeastern BC, Cranbrook. Our head offices have been for forever. We actually generate revenue, which is normally unheard of in the junior mining space, but we have revenues of roughly $1 million a year for the last 5 years. So they've been fairly steady, and we project that to continue as well. What's also very unique about Eagle Plains is over the years we've effectively dividended over $100 million to our shareholders. Our market cap right now is about 25 million at current prices, but we've distributed over 100 million over the years. First and foremost, we are an experienced exploration company. Of our 5 directors, 3 are geologists. I'm a geologist myself. We've got roughly 100 years of combined exploration experience between us. We've also got one of our directors, Bill Bennett, is very well known. He was a 4-term Liberal MLA and served 2 terms in cabinet as BC Minister of Mines. So Bill knows his way around as well. We've got a strict geographic focus to Western Canada. We believe that it's important to keep our networks tight and our focus very firm. So we work in Saskatchewan, British Columbia, and Yukon. Since 2011, we've had, between our own spending and mostly our partner spending, we've had roughly $30 million injected and invested into our projects, which has resulted in about 45,000 meters of drilling. A project that I'm very excited about, and John alluded to, is our Vulcan drill program. I've actually been involved in that program since I was a junior geologist 30 years ago, so this sucker's haunted me for a long time. But our target there is Sullivan-style SEDEX mineralization. We're in the same geologic package as the Sullivan mine, which is about 30 kilometers away. The project's 100% owned by Eagle Plains and will continue to be. It sort of, as John said, it sort of bucks the trend. We're usually looking for partners. We're usually trying to shed the risk, but this is kind of our home run moment, and we're really looking forward to working next year. The reason for that excitement is one of our holes, the most northerly hole, hit mineralization and alteration that very strongly suggests we're close to a mineralized vent, a SEDEX-style vent. And for SEDEX exploration, that's the holy grail of targets. So we're funded now for work next year. We're permitted for work next year. We're going to start June 15th. We're also a royalty holding company. When you're around for 30 years, you tend to accumulate royalties, and we've got a whole bunch of them. Just last year, late last year, we formed Eagle Royalties, which is mandated with just managing our royalties separate from our exploration business. So we have 50 royalties throughout Western Canada, very diverse commodity base. You name it, if it's mineable, we'll be looking for it and likely have a royalty on it. We've got very solid partners who own the claims now that are subject to our royalties, including Banyan Gold, Hecla Mining, Cameco, Denison, ISO Energy, Skeena Resources. Our flagship royalty is on the Ormac project being developed by Banyan Gold. We've actually had this royalty since 1997, so it's been in the archives for a long time. But what's changed recently on that is Banyan last June announced a 4 million ounce inferred resource on claims. If you see the outline of the red outlines there are the inferred resource boundaries. The dark orange are our 2% royalty uncapped, and the lighter yellow is a 1% royalty uncapped. So if you do the exercise of calculating the area of those claims and an average grade, we see roughly 20,000 ounces of gold to our credit. And at $2,500 US an ounce, that's a very, very valuable asset. We're also, and have been for many, many years, a prospect generator, a project generator, a prolific project generator. Again, we've got 50 projects throughout Western Canada. You name the element or you name the commodity, we've got a project that likely has it on it. We've got 7 current option agreements in place right now, which is part of the model, a big part of the model, because we do a lot of exploration, but we manage to shed the risk by bringing partners in to help take some of that risk. And also with that is part of our revenue generation strategy too. These companies pay us annual cash and share payments to work on our property to earn an interest. At the same time, we are constantly acquiring new claims. We do a lot of research. I just heard the other day we actually have 107 different land packages in Western Canada. Some of them are more advanced than others, some of them are much larger than others, but we're always on the hunt. Finally, well, not finally, we are also a geological contractor. Years ago, we formed Terralogic Exploration, which is a 100% owned subsidiary of Eagle Plains. Terralogic provides services to not only Eagle Plains and our partners, but also operates independently from Eagle Plains. So they do a lot of third-party work for other companies. Again, Terralogic is the main source of revenue for Eagle Plains. Over the last 5 years, they've averaged about $1 million a year into our treasury. Terralogic has 10 full-time employees and roughly 50 to 60 seasonal employees as the summer ramps up or winter drill programs or whatever. But Terralogic's processed over 315,000 meters of core in the last 10 years or so. So these guys are seeing a lot of geology, they're getting a lot of experience, and we've got an amazingly loyal employee base. I think part of that's because we live in a small town in Cranbrook. There's ski hills everywhere, there's lakes and lots of recreation. But we've got many employees that have been with us for over 20 years, which I think is very unusual. This chart sort of shows how our exploration model works. The bars in orange are actual Eagle Plains expenditures. The bars in blue are partner expenditures on our properties. And the bars in yellow are Terralogic working for third parties. Last year was a banner year for Terralogic, the best in their history. And we typically see in our model, we see between $1 and $5 million spent on our projects every year. Again, most of that is by third-party groups. Finally, we're a corporate incubator and have been quite successful with our spinouts. This is the source of our effective dividends. Our most successful and our first one was Copper Canyon Resources. We spun that out in 2006. It had initial market cap of roughly $40 million. In a few years later, we ended up doing a merger with NovaGold Resources that was worth $65 million. So that was a big windfall for our shareholders. With the NovaGold shares also came an Almanica share, which is still trading right now. And NovaGold, soon after we did the merger with them, spun out another company, Trilogy, that again, many of our shareholders still have. So we also spun out Yellow Jacket Resources in 2011. It's, oh, there we go. Yellow Jacket Resources changed names to Athabasca Nuclear and now trades as Dixie Gold. It's actively trading right now. Most recently, we spun out Taiga Gold in 2018 on a 2-for-1 ratio. The initial market cap for Taiga was $6.5 million. Just late last year, in April, we concluded a deal with SSR Mining for $31 million as a cash deal. So again, all our shareholders got this dividend from Eagle Plains without having to sell their Eagle Plains share. So our latest spin out is taking Eagle Royalties public. We're working on that right now. We have a timeline, a fairly tight timeline, but we plan on listing Eagle Royalties on the CSE in April this year. So as John mentioned, it's got a value right now of about 10 cents a share based on our financing plans. It holds the 50 royalties. It'll be on a 1-for-3 basis with Eagle Plains. So 3 shares of Eagle Plains will get 1 share of Eagle Royalties. When it comes out of the gate with our current plan right now, It'll have about 58 million shares outstanding, a market cap of about $17 million, and it'll hold $2.5 million in cash. So I'm pretty excited about the catalysts we have for this year. There's a lot going on this year. We expect to see the completion of Eagle Royalties as a listed company. Very excited about ongoing drilling at Vulcan. We will be funding it ourselves. We will be starting June 15th. For me, that's 138 sleeps. We have another bunch of drill programs that we expect, 3 or 4 other drill programs on our projects funded by partners. So those are being worked on right now, planning right now. And we also see future spin-out opportunities. So we're working to build value. I'm the biggest shareholder of the company. My family owns 10% of the outstanding stock, so we're fully vested. Our directors are fully vested as well. So we're all paddling in the same direction. I had to do this pretty quickly, but we've got some core and some maps on Vulcan at our booth. And if you want to stop by there, we've got lots to talk about and lots of stories to tell. Thanks very much.